Greetings, ladies. You know, I seem to bump into a lot of women who wrestle with a general sense of depression, a general sense of, shouldn't there be more? Is this all there is? I don't feel fulfilled. Well, if you're one of those ladies, let me suggest this. Now, first of all, it could be that you do need to deal with something, that something is ongoing perhaps in your marriage that is causing you great distress, and you need to deal with it, and maybe you've just been burying it, and maybe that's why there's this general sense of depression and lack of fulfillment. It could be something like that. But what I've also noticed as a pattern with a lot of different women is something happens. Maybe their husband cheated on them. Maybe they had a huge financial disaster and had to declare bankruptcy. I don't know what it was. And they kind of stay in this mode of thinking of woe is me, you know, kind of that victim mode. And that isn't what Jesus has intended. In fact, that'll keep you trapped in a sense of victim mentality, of resentment, of unfulfillment. And that isn't what God has intended. In fact, God doesn't want you to walk around all gloomy and sour-faced. You know. In fact, He talks about this in the Bible that, you know, when you're fasting, you shouldn't look like you're all gloomy and sour-faced. That it's not about that. In fact, He makes a startling statement in Isaiah 58. Can I read it to you? He says, instead of that kind of fasting where you're all religious and you're kind of just denying yourself food and the pleasures of life, He says in Isaiah 58 that He desires us, the true fasting that He desires is to loose the chains of injustice, to share your food with the hungry, to provide the poor wanderer shelter. He says, then your light will break forth like the dawn and your healing will quickly appear. That's Isaiah 58:8. Interesting, isn't it? So maybe it's time to stop navel-gazing and considering your poor plight and start looking outward and start looking at other people who could use your help, your love, your mercy, your kindness. I have a strong hunch that you will start to feel very fulfilled.